This Sunday at Soldier Field isn't just another football game. It's a dividing line. A truth-telling moment. A collision between two rivals who know each other too well and dislike each other even more. The stakes? First place in the division. A chance to flip the narrative. A chance to prove that Chicago's climb isn't temporary, it's real. And the matchups? Oh, they're absolutely brutal. Let's start with the one everyone is silently terrified about: Chicago's offensive tackles versus Green Bay's edge rushers. Darnell Wright and rookie Aussie Trapillo are walking into a firestorm. On the other side wait Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, two players capable of wrecking an entire game by themselves. And the scary thing? The Packers aren't going to keep Micah in one place. He'll line up on the edge, inside, over guards, attacking the center, disguising looks, walking around pre-snap like a wolf searching for the weakest sheep. And where do you think they'll aim? Aussie Trapillo. Every rookie faces a "prove you belong" moment. This is his. Ben Johnson's response will matter more than anything. His protection adjustments, his timing calls, his willingness to set up quick throws or rollouts, all of that determines whether the Bears' offense gets going or gets swallowed whole. Another matchup that could quietly decide the night: Jalen Johnson versus Christian Watson. Watson is playing his best football since returning from injury. Johnson is just getting back to full strength. Will Johnson travel with Watson? Probably not. But they will see each other often enough. And Watson is a big play machine. Every snap with him is a risk. Chicago simply cannot afford to let him over the top, because the Packers love to create opportunities to isolate him. Then come the chess matches between brilliant coordinators. Ben Johnson versus Jeff Hafley. Matt LaFleur versus Dennis Allen. Hafley has turned Green Bay's corners into one of the league's most disciplined units. No one hyped them in August, but here they are, playing sticky coverage, tackling well, disguising coverages, and helping Parsons terrorize quarterbacks. On the Bears' side, Dennis Allen deserves a medal. His defense has been stitched together with injuries every single week, yet he has kept the unit competitive, aggressive, and opportunistic. This Sunday is no different. Tremaine Edmonds is out, and others may be missing too. And don't forget the most underrated factor of all: the weather. Cold. Freezing. Wind whipping through Soldier Field. No rain, no snow, but the football will feel like a brick. Special teams become twice as important. Field position becomes a battle. One slip, one misjudged punt, one kick pushed by the wind, it could change everything. This is Bears, Packers at its most raw: weather, pressure, rivalry, and two teams whose playoff paths hinge on one night. All right, time to dive into the questions fans are asking heading into this massive week. 1. Is keeping Wright over Stevenson based on durability? Right now, it's not even a debate. Tyrique Stevenson is banged up, so Wright naturally sees more snaps. But even if both were healthy, Wright has been the better playmaker. He takes the ball away. And in today's NFL, corners who create game-changing turnovers get priority. Stevenson will still have a role, but Wright has earned his spotlight. 2. Why isn't Jalen Reeves-Maybin playing more? He actually was elevated last week from the practice squad. Chicago can elevate him twice more before needing to move him to the 53-man roster. Whether he plays this week likely depends on the health of TJ Edwards. Noah Sewell is also expected to return, which could shift snaps around. Before we continue, if you're loving this breakdown, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. This community grows because of you, and every new subscriber tells the world that Chicago fans are the most passionate, loyal, and football-intelligent audience out there. Join the family, jump into live chats, and don't miss a single breakdown during this playoff push. Let's keep building together. Why Medium Star subscribe now and never miss a moment. 3. Who truly deserves to go to the Pro Bowl this year? Let's be honest, Chicago has multiple players playing at a Pro Bowl level, but a few stand out above the rest. Kevin Byard, the most obvious choice. Darnell Wright absolutely deserves strong consideration. Joe Thuney and Drew Dalman, quietly dominant seasons. Nan Wright, a playmaking machine who keeps rising. Tremaine Edmonds would have been in the conversation if not for injury. DJ Moore? Too much ball distribution to build the stats needed. DeAndre Swift? Only if he goes nuclear in December, but unlikely. If voters only had 2 picks from Chicago, Kevin Byard and Joe Thuney are the safest, strongest locks. 4. Did the Bears miss out on Jadeveon Clowney? In a word, maybe. Clowney has been productive in Dallas. 4 sacks, strong pass rush grades, efficient pressure rate. And yes, 4 sacks would tie for the second most on the Bears right now. His veteran presence and rotational value would absolutely be an upgrade over some of Chicago's depth pieces. But it's not a franchise-changing miss. It's just he would have helped. 5. What's the biggest shift in the Bears' offensive identity this season? Simple answer, coaching. Not personnel. Not new faces. Coaching. Ben Johnson has completely transformed the offense. His designs make sense. His sequencing is elite. He thinks in layers, in 3-play stretches, in concepts that punish defenses for over-adjusting. The offensive line has improved and Caleb Williams has grown, yes. But Johnson is the engine behind the top 10 offense we're now watching. And don't overlook Declan Doyle. He's the one grinding film during the week, identifying weaknesses, building plans. Chicago's coaching staff is finally aligned, and it shows. Let's hit the remaining big questions, starting with a spicy one. Jeremiah Love may not be in Chicago's plans. What about Jerian Price as a day 2 pick? Price is rising fast. Some analysts have him top 50 already. If he's there late in round 2, he's tempting. But the tricky part is simple. If you draft a running back on day 2, he is playing early. So, would Chicago reduce DeAndre Swift's role? Would they limit Monangai, who has been a revelation? Unless the Bears plan to pivot off Swift, unlikely unless the season ends poorly. A day 2 running back seems like a luxury, not a need. A day 3 back replacing Roscoe Johnson makes far more sense. Could Tyreek Hill join Chicago if Miami cuts him? This one is fascinating. Tyreek is almost guaranteed to be released because of his contract plus injury. The question becomes cost. If he hits free agency and the market is lukewarm, could you get him for under $10 million? A pairing of Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson's scheme, and Tyreek Hill, even at 80 to 85% of his prime, is terrifying for defenses. But Chicago would only pursue him if a starting WR spot opens, which depends on decisions about DJ Moore and others. Possible? Yes. Likely? Still hard to imagine. Will Stevenson or Wright be back in 2026, and how much? Stevenson is already under contract for next season. The only wild card would be extending Wright and trading Stevenson, but that feels unlikely unless the staff wants to stockpile corner depth. The big mystery is Nan Wright's market value. A month ago, he looked like a $6, $7M per year player. Now, he's inching toward $10, $12M territory if he keeps forcing turnovers. The Bears must wait and see how December unfolds. Every snap matters for a player whose value is rising fast. Final fan question. Predict the score. Bears vs. Packers. This one feels like a heart rate destroyer. Cold weather. Explosive playmakers. 2 coaches who script beautifully. 2 defenses with holes that can be exploited. My pick? Bears 26, Packers 24. A razor-thin win. A game that comes down to one defensive stand or one perfectly timed Caleb Williams throw. What a week. What a matchup. What a chance for Chicago to change the story. If you've got more questions, keep them coming. This community runs on your voice, your passion, and your energy. Bear down.